Welcome back to Inside the Show. We are back again with another episode, but this time around, Cougs, this time around, we got some good news from the start, and it's not even about MLB The Show. Baseball is back, baby. We finally got a deal made today. We're actually recording this on Thursday when the day was made. I mean, when the day was made. Well, yeah, the day was kind of made when the deal was made. So I'm excited. I think we're all excited to have baseball back, and we're finally going to have a 162 game season, and we're only a couple weeks away now.
I know. Yeah, I think they report to spring training within the next couple days. I think spring training games start on the 18th to 20th, something like
18th,
that.
yeah.
Opening day is now set for April 7th. I don't know if there's going to be any shift in the schedules or just whatever team you were supposed to play on April 7th is what you're opening to. I
Mhm.
haven't really did a deep dive into the deal, but man, baseball being back, like with all the ups and downs and the roller coasters the past couple weeks of all these reporters saying there's a lot of hope, and then the next day the deal's falling apart, and then the owners are adding this other aspect in, and the players have these choices and they reject all of them. It's just been so exhausting and draining as a baseball fan, but we have baseball. It is confirmed. I'm honestly surprised that at the time we're recording this video, no free agent moves have been made, at least that I've
Yeah,
seen. So
that's
I
true.
was expecting that to be like, I do think like once one goes, it'll be like a domino effect. Once one big name free agent signs, and the rest will fall. I'm sure by the time you guys are listening to this podcast, a lot of the big ones have already signed, considering we're recording this early. So yeah, man, baseball's back. I think I speak for every baseball fan when I say I'm just excited to have baseball back on the TV, just ready to go to games again and just get back in the whole swing of things, man.
Oh yeah, without doubt. And with that said, I mean there is going to be some things that are going to pop up on for Emily the Show because of the new rule changes. Now we get DH. Do we get DH throughout MLB The Show? We kind of already had this conversation beforehand, but now it's official, so we get that to look forward to. What about the shift bands that we're hearing about as well? What happens to auto shift in MLB Show? It's going to bring a lot of new things to think about for gameplay wise, but I think that's for another date where we could discuss that. But for now, baseball is back. Hey, next time we're talking here, Cougs, spring training games are going to
Are
be
gonna be
underway.
happening.
They're going to be happening. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. For me personally, I mean, being a Met fan, just I want to see Max in a Met uniform finally. That's what I
Yeah.
want to see. Just Mighty Max, and then to get the Degrom Max combo going. So I'm very pumped. And then you get to see Trout's back finally, and now Tani in his going for back to back MVP years. Maybe who knows?
Dude, like as much as I love Otani and what he did last year, it's just going to be so nice to see Trout back on the field. That freaking calf strain from hell is finally gone, and we can finally see him play. I do want to ask you, which free agent do you think is going to be the first to sign? Like, if you had to predict, is it going to be Correa? Is it going to be Freeman? Is it going to be a lesser known, or not a lesser known, but like not as big of a name as those guys? Who do you think is going to be?
I think it's going to be Freddie. I
Yeah.
really do. I feel like his name has been getting the most traction lately, even before like saying a deal was done, because we heard about the Rays out coming out of nowhere that it looks like they offered him a deal before the lockout. The Yankees, of course, and then of course going back to the Braves. But I just can't see him not being another uniform, but the Braves. So
Yeah.
I'm still going to say he's going there, but who knows? This is
I'm
going
with
to
you on
be
that, bro. I can't see Freddie wearing another uniform. But even that, like, I don't know who I have going first, but that as somebody in my Twitch chat recently brought up this really interesting point that says, if like if there was still a lockout and we didn't have baseball by the time MLB The Show 22 came out, could you imagine that free agents collection?
oh Jesus, I didn't even
How
think of
many
that.
how many diamonds would be in the free agent collection? Correa, I don't know if Carlos Rodon would have been a diamond, but like all Freeman, all these guys being in there, like dude, that'd be kind of nuts.
But that'd be better for us if we were trying to get
Exactly,
the full MLB collection. So
exactly. Kind of
I didn't even
interesting thing
think.
about it. Never had a thought about that before because we never had to think about it. So
Yeah, I'm curious if they'll do something like the live content team would have done something on the fly, be like, "Oh, hey, free agent collection, you actually get something good
oh
until
yeah,
like
they
all
make you
these
do it.
diamonds sign." Yeah, I don't know, but Anyway, we did get a new feature as well today, and I feel let's just dive right into it. We got commentary and presentation. We got new commentators here, Kooks. No more
Mhm.
Matty V. Let's just give it up to Matty V. I mean, 16 years. I didn't realize it was that long of how many times he's been doing, but 16 years of MLB The Show commentator, and he is now being replaced by John Shamag. I always get his name wrong. I'm going to call him Boogs and then Chris Singleton because I know it rhymes with Giambi, but I always say it wrong. So I'm just going to call him Boogs. With new commentator team, which we'll get to in one second. But once again, Matty V, iconic in the MLB Show community, I would say.
Yeah, he's synonymous with the game. Everybody quotes his lines, everybody memes the lines, but I mean, hey, it's part of MLB The Show's identity, and I think they did a good job, like giving him a nice, proper send off on the feature premiere today, highlighting some of his, most popular phrases and sayings and sound clips and stuff. I'm sad to see Matty go, but at the end of the day, like you said, 16 years, he provided endless hours of
Mhm.
work into MLB The Show and gave us a lot of fun time. So hey, Matty V, we love you. Thank you for what you've done for the franchise, and now it's time to get a new duo in here.
Yeah, and it's exciting because I didn't realize it looked like it was pretty much started 3 years ago, the way they were saying or the way I was portraying it through the feature, like, they started from 2019 and then just waiting to once they got to 2022 with this new type of commentary, and now they got their, team with the being the Cubs broadcast crew, being John and then Chris Singleton. Uh, the first couple clips they showed it felt very fluid to me, like, not as I'm not gonna say robotic because Matty V and whoever was on the side, depending on what game, still felt good, but it just maybe it's just hearing the new commentator team and it being a fresh out like, just it's fresh, right? It's something new. It felt really nice to hear. Will I have it on all the time? Me personally, I don't know, but still, it's something new for all these players, especially offline players, any players to listen to.
Yeah, I'm with you. It sounded really nice, sounded really fluid, it sounded smooth, it sounded natural, which I think is the
Yep.
biggest thing. And yeah, I'm sure like this is, they said they've been doing this for 3 years, but I'm sure, this is the first year it's being actually implemented in the game. They still probably have, a ton of more lines that they want these two dudes to record. So I mean, maybe by towards the end of the year, it does get a little bit repetitive. But I mean, when you put
Mhm.
as many hours into MLB the show as we do, we're gonna hear the same line many, many times. Um, I just hope that, with a brand new commentator duo, that they can add more and more lines throughout the years, assuming that they want these guys to be in here for the long haul, which I'm sure they do. Um, I just hope that they continue to add more and more and more and more. As long as if this year is just getting all the baselines in and adding new ways to talk about like stitching and all these things, if they just like get all of that stuff really good this year, that means all they can do from here on out is improve. So that's what I'm really excited for with this is just how this is going to get even better and better throughout the next couple years. Just, getting these guys more and more lines and more recording sessions.
Definitely, going towards that is the one thing I liked is that they're actually taking snippets from the live games that they already had. So they're going through the broadcasts that they previously done, whether that's through Cubs games or so on, and taking that information and plugging it in. And that's kind of limitless if you think of it. And I'm very curious if they have something where they could just put new stuff on the fly type of thing where, oh, hey, this was pretty good, like how it segued into this type of play, whether it's base it up the middle or strikeout, wherever it is, and then they could put that new line into the game. So I'm very curious on how that's going to work out. And that's why I think it feels a little bit more fluid because it feels natural, organic with the way to do it. And I'm glad they actually did a crew like that's already been working together. I believe they said they've been working together for 10 years now. So they have that chemistry with each other already. So it just feels natural from the start. Because I'm not sure if Matty V broadcasted a lot of games with, say, Dan Plesac. I don't remember. I remember him doing just other stuff. Of course, we have A-Rod when he used to do it for Sunday Night Baseball, but now having that certain crew and specific crew that's been working for years and years, it's just gonna bring a much better experience when listening to the commentary.
Yeah, and I think that was the thing is like, Matty V may have worked with Plesac on, MLB Network and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and he called games for the Angels this year, but obviously Plesac wasn't in the booth for those. So it's like, Matty V is a great broadcaster. He's got just such an iconic voice for baseball, especially like, he's just the man. But I think that these guys are going to have some big shoes to fill. But the fact that they have so much experience together, the fact that the commentary team at SDS just you can tell they do want to elevate it year after year. They do want to make it better and more dynamic and more natural every year. Like I think they have a really good foundation based off what we've seen because we haven't played the game with a minute yet. Um, I think they do have a solid foundation that they can really work towards. I mean, dude, they spent what was the thing that
350
350 hours?
yeah, 350 hours. Jeez.
350 hours is so much time. Like that's insane. And like you got to think about it when we're playing. So to put it into Diamond Dynasty, we're playing the game throughout the year, right? We're playing all the way through. When we start to get like postseason and finest cards, especially in the commentary, they will say, "Here's Freddie Freeman stepping up with his finest card," or something like that. Like
Mhm.
they record those so far in advance, and then they don't get implemented until the end of the year. It's crazy how much they have to actually think about and plan out when it comes to all of this commentary stuff. I don't think the commentary team gets enough credit for what they do. So I'm really excited about these guys. I think they're going to kill it, and I think they're going to knock it out of the park. Um, but like I said, it is a foundation year, so it might
Yeah.
get repetitive at times, but it is what it is. It based off
It's
what we've
still gonna
seen,
feel
it's
fresh
felt
because
natural.
it's still gonna feel fresh since it's a new team. It's so, like, we're gonna enjoy it for what it is at
Yes.
for now, and I liked how they did the snippets between, they showed the live clips between different plays, and they even showed where they're gonna have conversations that might not be related to, like, baseball, where, sometimes commentators go off tangent when, say, a game is out of reach, and it felt like they're taking that approach too. They said that they're going to be through the high ends and the low ends with the commentary, so that's going to be fun to listen to and something be unique. Um, this is kind of shifting into presentation, but they had one with Tom Murphy doing a home run, right? I'm not even going to mention the off PCI home run that every person in chat felt like announcing. I'm like, Come on," but still, with that, the home run was great when they pronounced it, but with that said, it also the atmosphere. I don't know if you heard it, but the atmosphere of the crowd noise was much more into effect than I ever heard it.
Yeah, it was a significant notable difference. And,
Mhm.
later on in the stream they talk about some bigger games and stuff they're doing with presentation, which we'll get into, but I love the fact that that's a focus. And I hope cuz I'm a Diamond Dynasty guy. I like franchise, I like all this stuff, but I hope they can find ways to implement that big crowd factor into big Diamond Dynasty games when you're going into your World Series game, when you're going into
Yeah.
a 12-0 game, stuff like that. I would love for that stuff to be implemented and with the commentary like, going with that naturally and bouncing off and complementing the crowd noise and the situations of the game. It's just I think it could be really really cool and I'm excited for it.
Oh, yeah, same. I'm with you. I want all that. I mean, I want that intensity of the
Intensity is a
11-0,
good word for it. Yeah.
and imagine if they have, like, different overlays for that and just, really brought it up. I'm not sure if they'll go into that, but I think we're kind of already segueing into presentation as is, so we'll continue with that trend because we said pretty much all that we had to say for commentary because, like we said, it's foundation year as we kept on mentioning. So there's not much more to go into by how it's a refresh, and it's very I'm very looking forward to it, which I know you are too as well. But the presentation kind of molds it all together, right?
Yeah.
We just talked about the crowd noise, and then they dropped at first regional broadcasts. for this. I assume this is going to be for MTO and franchise, but my God, that really made it feel a lot personal. Um, if say if you're playing with, say, I think they first showed the Diamondbacks, and it felt like it was a Diamondbacks broadcast. I mean, that was really well done, and the graphics department killed it, I thought. Very 3D like. It just looked like a true presentation that you see on TV. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it. I mean, they always kinda go for that realism, and it is, but it just felt like it reached to that next level.
Yeah. No, I love the team specific and even city specific elements they brought to the broadcast on some of those things. Like and it goes further than just being like it feels like a Padres broadcast. Like it
Mhm.
goes further than just having their logo around the broadcast or whatever it is. Like even what like they had the home run ticker going and like little elements like that where it says like home run. I forget what the phrase is, into a sea of San Diegans or
Yeah,
something like that.
San Diegans, yeah.
Yeah, like stuff like that is such a cool touch. And
Mhm.
that's I think people who love the offline grinding, love the franchise stuff, and love to immerse themselves in the storylines they're
Yep.
creating, whether it's your team or the team you're playing, like just having all of those extra elements just really helps immerse the whole entire gameplay experience. And I think people are really gonna like it. Um, I just I want I I'm kind of like jumping the gun because I want to see what every team's home run ticker is. Like I want to see if
Yeah.
it's gonna be like, if it's for for the Yankees, like what's
Uh,
gonna be the Yankees
see
like
ya.
see
Yeah,
ya
Michael K does see ya. Mets, Gary Cohen does it's out here.
mhm.
Um,
That the well it used to be uh, when Victor Rojas was calling Angels games, he would always say "Big Fly," but
okay.
now he's not with the team anymore. So it might be Matty V is going to be calling some games. I got some other guys, so I don't
Yo,
know if they might have
how
Santa
dope
Maria.
yeah, but how dope if like a Easter egg, like, if you do the Angels, they keep all the Matty V commentator and have him just do the Angels games? I
That'd
mean,
be
come
pretty
on.
cool. That would be pretty cool.
I wish that'd be kinda cool if they actually kept him just for, like, say if it was like an MLB Network game for your franchise, you had Matty V doing that, but everyone else, like, and then the other team, the broadcast team does, like, the regional games. You get that, like, big feel
Yeah,
on
it
top of
doesn't
that.
even. I don't even think it has to even be like Matty V doesn't even have to call games, but if they got like clips of Matty V saying like a pregame show, if
Yeah.
Matty V was sitting at an MLB Network desk and just saying like
Yeah.
today we have a matchup between the Angels and the Mariners, this is a big divisional
And
game
it
and
was
has a lot
yeah.
of implications for the postseason race in September. Um, let's see how the game turns out. Take it away, boys, and it goes to
So
John and Singleton, like that would be like stuff like that, like little elements like that, that
uh
also could transition into like a franchise thing with adding extra
Yep.
like elements, which is a whole other topic. But like immersive things are never going to be taken bad by the community. People love that
No.
type of stuff.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what mode you play, because I think we're all, especially the presentation part, I think we are all just glued to the screen from what they did and how great it looked. I never thought they would do something like regional broadcast. I thought that would be too hard to
Mhm.
do in my eyes. I don't know. I'm not a coder, so um, well, a video game designer, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, I thought that was great. And then they brought back once again the crowd noise, and depending on the situation, you were in, like, they did a lot of clips through the postseason, and you just heard it. You heard it through, and it was noticeable. Not only that, the stadium sound as well when you hear the music playing if you hit a home run. I think that was actually with the Tom Murphy again, but still, those little things are just gonna keep on adding to the game. It's just gonna make an overall better vibe when playing the game. And then they did confirm when expect I can't say the words here, Cougs. I'm gonna botch this name. It's a simple word. Expect no, I'm not even gonna try.
Wait, who are you talking about?
The little bar that
Oh,
tells
the
you the
score, the
percentage.
The win expectancy?
It's I don't know why I botch it. It's something with my tongue. I just
Oh,
can't
oh,
do
oh,
it. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about a person. I thought you were talking
Oh
about a
no, I
specific
was talking
name.
about
I
the
was like,
crowd. I was
"Oh,
talking about the crowd noise, and then with the ticker, pretty much indicating how your crowd's
yeah,
going to
yeah, how
react.
it goes up. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, like I like how Ramon mentioned like uh we were
The
laughing
tech
at
test.
yeah,
Yeah.
at people trying to figure out what that meant. And yeah, no, it's cool. It's just it's a
But we
cool
did
touch.
kind of. I mean, not us, but I know Friss out there kind of nailed it, and someone else in the community as well. So it's not like we
Well,
didn't
I
know.
think like people nailed it, but I think people were more curious if the win expectancy would have any sort of impact on gameplay
Oh
itself.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Like
yeah.
like if you had a lower win expectancy, would your pitcher's confidence go down a little bit? Or if you had a lower win expectancy, would your PCI shrink slightly? Like stuff like that. I think people wanted to
Hmm.
know. I'm pretty sure we can confidently say that it doesn't have any effect on that. It's just more for
Yeah,
the presentation and crowd factor and stuff like that. But it's a cool touch, man. It's just it doesn't you don't have to you literally don't have to ever worry about it as long as like if that's something you're into and it's something that you like to pay attention to, it's only going to elevate the experience even more. But if you're just a guy who likes to play Diamond Dynasty and grind the game 6 hours a day, you don't care about any of that type of stuff. You don't even have to look at it. It's just there.
yeah, exactly. And I'm curious. They showed another ticker with the regional broadcast. I'm curious if we could actually choose our ticker again because we were able to do that. I'm not sure if that was. I think that was 19, 28. I don't think we were, but
Are you talking about
19.
like the presentation style?
Yeah,
Yeah,
weren't we able
yeah,
to used to do that in Diamond Dynasty? Like we
yeah,
could do
yeah,
the
yeah.
MLB Network and then something else. Like
Yeah,
they had
people
three
we
or
used
four.
to be able to do that, and I think it might have been Aqua, um, said that he was wondering if the fact that, like, let's say you choose MLB Network and I choose like theme one,
Mhm.
does that have any sort of impact on latency issues because of longer
Oh,
broadcast things and different ways that things show up on the screen? I don't know if that was ever confirmed or denied or anything like that, but
okay.
I remember him bringing that up, and I do remember being able to choose between the different themes. I usually would always choose MLB Network because I'm still a fan of having the scoreboard in the top right or the top left, even
Okay.
instead of the bottom corners. That's just me personally, but I guess it does kind of make sense having like, the PCI in one corner and then the scoreboard in the other and just that
Yep.
whole bottom part, stuff like that. That's just whatever. But yes, we used to be able to switch. We had MLB Network and then two other themes. And then
Mm.
I think 20 is where they locked us at one theme. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
that's what I'm thinking is 20 is
Yeah.
that was it. Um, I mean, I like the one they had for the tech test. That's pretty much the main brand one, and then the regional broadcast. But the regional broadcast looks nice too. It's very TBS like.
Yeah.
Um, I
Honestly,
saw.
I liked all of them. I really
Yeah.
liked all of the ones they showed. The I don't know if it was the second one, the one where they had Xander Bogarts batting. They were playing a clip where they were talking about their commentary weaving throughout the at bat, talking about the
Uh-huh.
fact that Xander Bogarts is good at hitting both lefties and righties. And then they're saying, and here's the 2-1 pitch, and then the pitch comes in, and then they call the pitch, and then they're right back into the conversation about
Yep.
yeah, it's nice having that flexibility in the lineup. You don't have to worry about taking them out. The scoreboard that they had on that, I really liked that one too. That one was really
That's
nice.
the
It
one I
was,
was talking about. That's why I like. I actually like that better than the other
yeah,
one that we had
yeah.
for the tech
It's
test.
got that almost like some angular shapes to it and stuff.
Yep,
It's
exactly.
cool.
It has that little emboss type to it, where it's just like reach, like I don't know, something that triggers, not triggers, but just noticeable right from the start. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And we're talking about this stuff and at the end of the day, if you're just a gameplay guy, none of this stuff is really going to matter to you, but I know
Yeah.
our friend of the show, Clutch, he says that or I remember talking to him about Diamond Dynasty one time and he said that he kind of feels burnt out of it sometimes because he is not a fan of the fact that a lot of the times well except for 20 to 21, like the menus and the in-game UI looks very similar year to year. Like,
Hmm.
you had the panels look from like 18 to 20. Now we've got this dark mode theme with these little like rectangular panels that we click and stuff. And, to some people, the presentation of the game itself is a big deal. And, adding little tweaks and changes like this can really like help bring some life into the game for people, even if it's not for that long, even if it's for a month, 2 months, a couple weeks, doesn't matter. If you just add a little bit of life and give people new things to look at and experience, like people do appreciate that extra bit of effort and extra bit of dynamic things going on in the stadium or on the menus and stuff. So even though the scoreboard and stuff might not seem like the craziest feature, I really like it because it does. I think it just adds more life to the game itself.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same way, and it's always. I mean, you keep on ending these little things, and it's just going to be. You get from 1 year to say year 3, you're just going to be very noticeable then.
Mhm.
Um,
I have a
the overall.
question for you, Scuffy.
What's up?
We're talking about regional broadcasts and stuff. Do you
Mhm.
ever think that SDS would get individual deals with the channels and people that broadcast real MLB games? So, like, do you think MLB The Show would ever get a deal with like Bally Sportsnet or
Mhm.
Yes Network or all of these different things that broadcast the games? Do you think that they would ever do that and have those in the game, or do you think they want them to have the tickers and the scoreboards that they themselves develop?
I think it depends on their resources at first, like because that's going to be a lot of graphic work if you think of it. But yeah, I would love to see that. I mean, it's kind of, I mean, advertising for that network. I wouldn't see why the network wouldn't want that, right?
Exactly. But I'm saying if SDS, like, they've already developed like 3 themes for this year's game, and
Yeah.
they showed like for the big games there's a lot more pregame elements and stuff like that. Do you think that they even have that idea of outsourcing, not even outsourcing, but like getting those
Just
other
getting.
elements from outside
I
sources?
I mean, we've seen previous games do that. NCAA basketball had CBS and ESPN,
Mhm.
and I mean, the show had MLB Network.
Yep.
So I think it's definitely doable. I'm not. I don't think they'll ever do it where, say, they have the separate announcers.
Oh, no, 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 no.
So I don't think that'll ever
I'm just
be a
talking about
thing.
the lower thirds,
Just
graphics, and all that
the
stuff.
overlays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would be kidding me. That would just add even more. I would love that.
The
And
only I yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, you gotta figure out with was it Bailey? You said because that one, whether it was Fox, it was Fox Sports, right? And then went to Bailey.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah. It was Fox Sports
I'm from New
and
York. We both have different networks, so I
yeah,
don't know
no,
what they are.
Fox Sports. It was Fox Sports, and they had all their regional areas like Fox Sports West, Fox Sports.
Uh-huh. But you cover a lot of teams with
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah. I think they cover probably at least half the league.
Yeah, so I mean, that right there is not that bad if you think of it. And then you have like the other regional ones, like the New York has with SNY, and then yes, and then a few others. I'm sure. Why not?
I
I don't
think
know.
I think the only thing with that is that they would have to be locked to the teams that actually use
Oh
them,
yeah,
because I don't think Bally's or I don't think Yes Network would want a Yankees home game having the Bally Sports, graphics and overlays. So I think it would have to be locked to the home team. But either way, like that would be that's it's just an interesting thought. I personally don't think it would happen. But I just think it's an interesting thought if we're talking about
it will
immersing
happen.
ourselves.
It will happen, but it might be us, the community, that does it if this game comes to PC.
Wow, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. Dude, side note, people are always clowning on the game for like, oh, this game could never go to PC. Like, hitting would be terrible with a mouse and keyboard. It's like, dude, I don't even care. I don't care. But I'm talking about the modding community and the
Yep,
things they could do with this game. Like,
yep.
you've seen what they've done with MVP Baseball, a game that came out in 2004. Like,
And they did exactly that. What we're talking about, they did.
yeah, it's
You
cool.
could, you could, you only could do one overlay, but you could pick, say, if I was the Mets, they had a SNY overlay, and they made it very similar to that. And I used to do that. Um,
Mhm.
and you could do Fox, or you could do ESPN, and that was just all from modders, all free, of course. But yeah, I'm with you. If this game came to PC, jeez, and especially for the franchise community, they could, even if it's not
Dude.
up to par, they could make it where I just feel like we see what NCAA revamp does, where they made the playoff system. It's not part of the game, but it is part of the game type of thing. And I feel like they could do that similar to like franchise, and who knows?
Hot take:
But
this game coming to PC would do more for the franchise community than SDS ever could.
just because of the unlimited resources they
Unlimited
can hold. Yeah.
resources. People don't have to worry about Diamond Dynasty. People can just make what they want to make.
Yep.
There's no, legal agreements that they have to go through. It's all a mod and all that stuff. Like, I think this game would benefit the franchise community to an insane amount if it was available on PC.
Yep.
But yeah, I
Maybe
mean
one day.
that's wishful thinking.
Yeah, it is wishful thinking. So maybe one day. But yeah, overall, I loved everything that we see from the presentation. And how about this? Fan cameras. They have 156 fan cameras. I mean, that was awesome to see, but I mean, I'm also thinking content wise, like content creation wise. I mean, your thumbnails are going to be crazy now using those cameras.
You could make them really cool, especially if you're doing
Yeah.
a certain team build. If you're doing a Red Sox team build, you can get a
Uh-huh.
shot of the stadium from the Green Monster. You can use it as
Yeah.
you can use it as a whole intro thing where you're like,
Oh,
like when I do my all-time teams, I like to spend like 45 seconds to a minute and a half talking about the history of the franchise, what the franchise is known for, where they're going, where they are now, all that type of stuff. You throw in elements of like the stadium and getting an overall view of where they're playing. Like, dude, stuff like that would be so cool. I wonder if they have that for any of the classic stadiums too.
and
Or if
creative.
Yeah, are we gonna be able to put fan cameras in center field of polo grounds? Are we gonna be able to
Dude.
put are we gonna be able to
You're not
put
gonna be able to see anything. That's like 400 something.
exactly. You got to get it gives you a different perspective if you're above that the little sign or something like that. Like I don't know.
Oh
It might just
man.
be the 30 MLB stadiums, but that would be such a cool touch if
That's a
they
good
added that to
start though.
classics. Oh yeah.
Definitely a good
Oh yeah.
start. I would love like a photo mode as well into like how Sony does that well. I mean, we saw what they did with Spider-Man
Yes. Yes.
and do stuff like I
Spider-Man,
mean, we
God of
kind of
War as
already
a
have
photo
that with
mode.
instant replay, but
We have an instant replay and a little bit in Stadium Creator, but the Stadium
uh,
Creator, the little glove icon stays on the center of the screen the whole time, which
I
inf-
guarantee you that's going to be off this year.
please, it infuriates me.
It has to be. It has to be. I mean, what the way we well, when I say we, the community displays their awesome creative stadiums, you always see that and like, oh, just please let that.
We
I'm
don't
sure
like
they
just
see the
be
same
able to
thing.
turn off editing mode or something and just let us
Yeah.
fly around.
Yeah. So, and now we get nights. I'm surprised we're not getting information about creative stuff. It could still be coming next week with MTO and franchise because
Maybe.
I know they indicated now in MTO you could create your own team and stadium and like that. So we may see that next week. But I really want to see creative stadium, see what it's going to look like for night games and how they're going to do that.
Yeah, me too. I'm night games are cool. I just want to see what else they've added. I want to see what
That too.
things they've added in terms of props, in terms of there's any like, you know, dynamic elements you can add, if you can add fans to certain areas and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like, you know,
Yeah, we'll see if they do that tomorrow. I mean, not
yep.
tomorrow, next week. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, we're getting new
Yeah, we're
features
getting a new
here tomorrow.
feature on Friday.
From Friday, yeah. Um, but yeah, overall, I mean, I was coming into this feature just like, okay, I'm just gonna see what happens, not have any like expectation. To be honest with you, it kind of exceeded my expectation. The presentation part definitely was my favorite part, just because I'm a sucker for graphics, um, and like tickers and stuff like that. Just from trying to do it myself, and always try to do that, whether that was back in the day when I tried to mod for MVP and stuff like that, and just seeing for that. So,
Yeah.
um,
I knew you would like it. I knew you would like the presentation stuff.
oh my god, I loved I want more of it. That's what I want. Yeah, I will love more on top of that, like you said, with Diamond Dynasty, especially when we get intense games. I know you and Thune have been the top 2, keep on asking for that. The same thing, like, just give us something for this for, like, Diamond Dynasty, and then we could use it for tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it'd be
but
great.
overall win in my book, so
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people kind of just like wrote this one off. People were curious to see what the commentary would sound like, but overall, I think it was great. I think for what the feature premiere needed to show, I think it did a really good job. I think it covered all the things that needed to be covered, and now we look ahead. Although there is one thing in this feature premiere we didn't talk about yet.
what is that?
That is the legend.
The legend. Oh, yeah, yeah. I was gonna get to that at the end.
Okay.
We'll
Okay.
we'll we'll wait for that then. Actually, I wanna bring up, some news for gameplay because I wanted to bring this up on was that 2 days ago? So last week's episode, I should say, and that was about check swings.
Hmm.
So, check swings are now going to be so let me phrase it better because Kyle, from the development team made it a little bit better on how I said it. But either way, check swings are gonna be based on vision. But with that said, this is what Kyle mentioned to me, just add on a bit here. Check swings will still be in your hands while at the dish. However, the plate vision attribute will have influence on borderline check swing results, including umpire calls. So that's new, a little bit new. I felt check swings when using in the tech tests was better than 21. I really liked the addition of 21 being a little bit more sensitive and going to be a little bit more strikes than not. But I don't know. I felt like it took it to a different level. It felt really good to me, at least on the tech test.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. It was, yeah, but not really, not really even much I can say. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, there's nothing until we start playing, but I just
Yeah.
wanna mention that because that was another gameplay. This is what I need. I need more gameplay news.
Yeah, for real.
I'm feeding
Still,
for it.
still waiting for them to talk about pitcher stamina.
Stamina.
Yeah,
Yeah,
couldn't get
stamina is a
that.
big one. Yep, yep, yep. Stamina is definitely a big one. But next week is gonna be a big episode. Remember last year we had Mills and Frisk on, talking about franchise and MTO. We'll try to have some special guests this time around as well, to talk about the next week's feature, which is going to be March, October, and little new addition. And I guess they heard everyone, and franchise. So March, October, and franchise is going to be for the next feature. It's not just going to be March, October. That's good. I mean, it's something. It's acknowledging what the community's been asking for is like where's franchise and them wanting to make franchise better. So it's a step in the right direction. We just gotta hear what they say about it though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to make franchise fans like, if you want to be hopeful for it, that go for it. But
Mhm.
in my personal opinion, if there were significant changes to franchise mode, it would have been on the feature premiere from the jump. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they would have made any big time franchise changes from the release at the beginning of February over the feature premiere schedules to now. Like, I'm hoping that I'm wrong on that, but the fact that it hasn't really been marketed until now kind of makes me a little bit worried about it. But hey, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. We'll see what happens.
Yep. And I'm still very curious about March, October because that was just gonna be by itself. I feel like there's gonna be they're going to just go to the next level of March, October. This is me being optimistic, of course. Um, So I'm very curious what to see from there, especially since now you could do your creative stadium and stuff like that. But like I'm with you. It's kind of be take it cautiously. Yes, it's good that they're mentioning it, but we don't know what's going to come out from it.
Cool.
So we'll see. So
Yep. We gotta
and
wait and
yeah,
see.
we'll get to the next legend, the new legend. I mean, you have been. I feel like all the legends that we predicted on the show it was from you, and you're getting them right. And the next one is a key to that because we get Mike Messina, Moose, and they show him in a Yankee uniform. He went into the Hall of Fame as a Yankee, so that didn't surprise me. I know he played a lot with the O's and all that, but when he goes into the Hall wearing a Yankee cap, I expect him to have a Yankee cap on his reveal. Am I wrong
Yeah.
for saying that?
No, no, no. I don't think so. I mean, I think on his like in his career, uh, he might have been a little bit better with the
I agree.
Orioles, but I know him as a Yankee. But then again, I
Uh,
didn't start watching baseball till the early 2000s. So I mean, I'm a little biased on that, but yeah, I I don't know. I don't know. I don't think you're gonna ruffle that many feathers with that.
yeah, but either way, I mean, I think we both agreed when we went over him through our predictions that he'll be a solid player to use, especially with the cutter. He'll have the knuckle curve. I think he'll be nice to use, and
Yeah,
his stamina is going to be. Well, eh,
Don't talk to
it's
me about
funny.
stamina right
We're
now.
talking about
Don't talk
stamina,
to me
but his
about
stamina's
stamina.
gonna be pretty nice. It should be pretty nice. So, um, I don't know if he's gonna pitch 160 pitches this year for you, but it should be pretty nice.
Should be cool. Should be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just note that we are recording this on March 10th, the day of the feature release, since we wouldn't be able to record on Monday. So we won't know the tease of the new legend until next episode. Well, we'll know the new legend by next episode. So we'll go over that. Anyone you actually trying to look out for? Like, I'm still asking, where's David? Where is
Yeah,
he?
David Wright, definitely. Yeah, I think it'll probably be another hitter. Because I was wondering when we were going to get a pitcher because we got Mauer, Morneau, Kurt Gibson, Chase Utley. That's
Yeah.
four hitters right there. And then they finally did a pitcher in Musina. So I feel like they might go back to another hitter. So I hope it's right. I hope we see a right-handed dude with maybe a little apple out there in center field or something like that.
Or maybe a duo? They've been saying more duos. I mean, we saw what happened with the Phillies, Mauer, and then we saw MLB Gaming post a Twitter like MLB Show is going with a lot more duos this year.
I think we're gonna get
It
like
wouldn't be
Wright
it
and
wouldn't be
Reyes.
I don't think it'd be Reyes because his off-field stuff. I would love to see it be Beltran. Give me Ryan
Oh yeah,
Beltran.
hell yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm still like to the point as being a Met fan and being Beltran fan. And we mentioned this before. Beltran's best years was with the Mets. He might be better known. Like when you think of Beltran, you might think from the Astros when he was with the playoff. But that was only 1 year,
Yeah.
or
I think it was
or
only
maybe
was it
with the
1 year or
Royals,
half a year?
that was like a half a year.
Yeah,
He
it was
got
like a
traded and it was just he went off in the playoffs, hitting I think it was 7 home runs or something like that. I don't know. That's
yeah.
how we got the 99 Beltran.
Yeah,
But
he,
yeah, give me something
went to
like
Houston
that.
halfway. Yeah, no, dude, you don't have to tell me twice about Beltron, dude. I'll be over the moon.
Yeah. Um, I don't think we ever had Moose in the game. Everyone else, I feel like we had the game except for Moose and Gibson so far, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think we've ever had Moose. I don't remember when Moose retired, but I don't think at that point, like, let
He
me see.
retired before '09, I think,
Oh, yeah,
because he
yeah,
wasn't
no, he
part of the I think he retired '08 and then they won a World Series the year after, and
yeah,
he
kinda
never won
crazy.
one.
His final year, he was pitched 200 innings in his final year with a 3.37 ERA and was top 6 in Cy Young voting in his
Yep.
18th year
And
in the big leagues. That's impressive.
he just said, "Yep, time for me to go."
Yep.
I mean, respect to that. But yeah, you heard that 200 innings. I told you stamina.
Oh, yeah, no, he's getting that.
He's going to be good. Yeah, this is kind of short one. I kind of figured this was going to be a short episode today. I don't know if there's anything else that's really pressing. We're just glad that baseball's back
Yeah, I
overall.
mean, dude, like, the fact that in a little over a week, we'll be able to have spring training games on TV is
Yes,
just
yes.
oh my gosh.
And now we can actually. Oh, so go ahead.
I was gonna say Shelfie said it the best. He tweeted the other day and said, like, he's so over MLB 21, he's done. And
Uh-huh.
then like he just said that spring training just carries his motivation at this point in the year. So
Oh
I'm
yeah, I
I'm
saw
with
that.
him on that.
I agree. Yeah, and now to be honest with you, I with the baseball be back. This is the first day I like feel like all right. I kind of want to boot up and play some baseball. Like, I've been playing different games for the past week or 2 weeks, but this is, like, the first day, like, with the baseball news, it's getting me a little hyped. Now I'm gonna be a little bit more patient now
Yeah, yeah,
because
true, true, true.
spring training being back and knowing that baseball is gonna be back, MLB shows going back. Although we only have basically come tomorrow
It's
2
less
or
than a
3
month.
weeks. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna fly by.
I mean, you think about
Um,
we got MLB The Show at the time we're recording this video. MLB The Show will come out 3 weeks from tonight. Well, at least for me, 3 weeks from
yeah,
tonight because it'll be 9 o'clock. Um, and then baseball is just literally a week after that, so 4 weeks. It's dude,
yep,
gear up,
I'm so
man,
excited.
gear up.
Yeah, I'm excited to now it's no other possibility, like, early April, we could be watching games, playing Switch, get my moments done, and just chill for the night, watch a good game.
The dream is
I'm
almost
ex
here.
It's almost here, yeah, so but anyway, yeah, that's gonna do it for us today. This is fun, another fun episode. We'll be back here next week, and that is going to be going over March, October in franchise. Like I said, we'll try to have some special guests come on as well, similar to what we did last year for this feature. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, Kooks, it's been good. I will see you. I won't see you for a bit. So,
Yeah, have fun on your little
um,
vacation.
yeah, I will. How was Disney yesterday? Yeah, I believe you went to
It was
land. I'm
fun.
going World on Monday. So
Yeah, it
I'm
was a
gonna,
good time.
you going any rides?
Oh yeah, we did the new Star Wars ride. It was great. The Rise
Oh
of the
boy.
Resistance or whatever. I don't know if
I don't know what's
Disney.
in World, so I'll
Yeah,
be with my daughter, so
I
I'll be
will
going on
say
that.
if you can, that Genie Plus thing, I don't know if they have it for Disney World or just Disneyland.
That's what I was
100%
trying to
worth
figure. I
it.
didn't know what it's called. I definitely have to look. We're going on Monday, so it shouldn't be as busy.
Yeah.
I would
Just
hope.
just
I mean,
uh,
still,
all I'm saying is that the Genie thing does cost a little bit extra, but
that's
if
all.
you can, 100% worth it.
100% worth. All right, I gotta look into it. I'll do that tonight. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I'll let you know how everything. I'm sure I'll be on like the teacups
Yeah.
ride with my daughter and all that fun
you're
stuff. I'll
gonna
have
be
the
you're gonna be
blast. So
spinning on the teacups,
I'll
just
be
looking
spinning
at
on,
free
man.
agent moves. Just
That's how it's
going.
gonna be. Yeah, that's the next thing. I mean, I'm gonna see like someone signs with the Mets, and then I'm just gonna start like
Yeah.
celebrating.
Be like, I wish I was back in New York.
Yep, exactly. All right, folks. Appreciate you guys all listening to today's episode. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. We're at Inside the Show PC. Once again, Inside the Show PC. Follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/inside the show. Be sure to hit thumbs up to today's video. And comment below any questions you have, what free agents you're looking for, even for your MLB team. Willing to hear it. So you guys have a good week. Enjoy free agent. Enjoy the first games of spring training because we won't be back until after that. So you can follow my boy Cougs at Cougs46 on Twitter. Find all his socials there. I'm at Scuffy McGee TV. Have a good one. Peace out.